All right, it's the 10th of June, 30 minutes to the NY Open, and we'll go to the charts in a second. Just a second. Okay. All right. Okay, let's start with the calendar. No news today. We got CPI tomorrow, PPI on Thursday, and on Friday also there is no news. So can expect volume to come in starting tomorrow for the rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But hopefully we will have some volume today so that we can look to take a trade. There was no volume yesterday. First 2 hours of NY session, there was nothing. 2.5 hours of NY open, there was absolutely nothing, no volume at all. We just ranged, and then there was volume later on. Second half of NY session, it was when there was volume. Let's hope we have some volume today. All right, what's happening on the daily? Now, we spoke about this yesterday. Let me check the sound is all good. Yeah. We spoke about this yesterday, that this area is a decision level, right? You have a rally, a base, and a rally, right? And the reason it's a decision level is because on a higher time frame, we've taken out opposite supply. We have a rally, a base, and a drop. Prices push. This candle has pushed past this high, taken on the base. So we've come back here, and we do have a reaction. We had a reaction here yesterday, right? So if you go to the 30-minute time frame and take a look at that area, yeah, there it is, right? So that was yesterday Asian session, and price did push up. Price came to the decision level, and I've said this many times on the streams. If price comes to a decision level, right? So let's go back here. The decision level is around 3,300, right? That's the area. That's where the rally-based rally is. So if you go to the 30-minute time frame now, if price comes here and does not spend too much time, like within the first 2 hours, if it forms 30-minute support and a tradable 30-minute candle closes in your direction, then very likely that zone is going to work. And that's exactly what happened. Prices pushed up 420 pips, right? And we're very likely heading further up towards 3367. Let's see the daily. Yeah, we're very likely heading further up, right, towards 3367 or even higher. That's where we're heading. Let's take a look. Let's go up a time frame to look at the weekly. Now, on the weekly, we've rejected 3,400 and 3367 and even 3350. So we could push up there. We've rejected it once on the weekly. We could reject it again. Very possible. But we'll have to see what the daily candles do, right, before we expect what the weekly candle to do. So today, I anticipate price to push up at least for the first 2-3 hours, continue up. We could have a trade going up. If we come to a level where we can grab liquidity, then we can have a move to go up, right? But we also have to keep in mind on the lower time frame, if price gets to this area, to 3367 or even just above 3350, so probably 3360. Yeah, around 3360, are we going to have a reaction here and push back down, right? Okay, because as a session trader, you got to be looking for both opportunities. Is there going to be a sell from a liquidity level, or are there going to be buys, right? Even though the daily time frame looks like it's pushing up, you could get a pullback from 3350 just above it. All right, let's go to our trading chart. Now, yesterday there was nothing. Price just ranged. This is exactly what happened. Yesterday it just moved sideways. There was no trade. I did attempt some trades here. It took about a 30 pip, I think, on I attempted sells, I think, and then buys. Yeah, 30 pips, I think, stop loss on the sells, about 30 pips, less than 30 pips on the sells, I think, and 30 pips on the buys, and that's it, right? That was it. I didn't do anything after that, but price did come up here. It did come up here, closed above the zone, then closed back in the zone, forming 30-minute resistance and a 30-minute tradable back candle close, and price came all the way down, right? About 330 pips down. And if you look at that candle, that's the candle that formed 30-minute resistance. That was second half of NY session. If you go to the 50-minute time frame, that's the highest high. That's the most recent low, and price did come and tap these levels, a sniper entry and optimal entry, and pushed all the way down back to liquidity. And where is liquidity? The liquidity candle, right? That's the only level of liquidity between the two of these areas. That's the only next level, right? And these are the five levels, five areas of liquidity. So the next area from here down past this 3332, which is a weekly start level, past that is the liquidity candle, and that's exactly where price came to. All right. Yeah, we're pushing up. We're heading towards 3350. Okay, let's get rid of all of this and start this process again. Okay. Okay. We're going to take a look at this area, but before that, let's start with demand. So we have a source here, a rally-based rally, two basin candles, that's a rally, two basin candles and rally. Then price came in, we formed demand again, that's the first reaction, and then it came back in and formed demand again, right? And that's the second reaction. So here there is a zone. Let's take a look at that on the 1 hour. Yeah, there's a clear zone there. A drop, a base, and a rally, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to extend this. Yeah, I'm going to. Now let's draw two different zones here. Yeah. Let's take a look at that on the 30-minute. Yeah, it's good enough. Nine three nine 194. Yeah. It's going to bring this down here so we don't overlap the zone. Okay. Yeah. We're going to extend this liquidity candle to the right. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. So we have a new zone here. It's a 1 hour zone. That's 4 hours. Okay. Hmm. Okay. There is a rally and a drop here. Price has gone past it, but I just want to mark that zone out and see where price has gone already. Yeah. Let's keep this zone for now, even though price has broken above it. Let's see. I want to see if price will close back inside to push down. All right. Let's keep the zone. 824, 322. Hmm. Yeah. And here we have a demand zone because price has pushed past a weekly SR level. So we need to look at the lower time frame, and on the lower time frame, there is a zone here, clear zone, rally, base, rally. Let's take a look at that on the 30-minute. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. 410, 024. Mm. Okay. All right. Let's extend this to the right. These are zones from yesterday. Hmm. Right. We're going to take a look at this liquidity candle once more. But before we do that, let me just mark this out. It's 1 hour supply, clearly visible on the 1 hour. All right. This is very likely where price is heading to this liquidity candle here. Let's see if we can get a pullback to push up, right? EMAs have crossed. Yeah, almost crossed. Price is above the EMAs. Yeah, if it can't get a push, if price doesn't pull back enough to create support and push back up, Then we can wait for price to push up. Later on, wait for price to pull back, create 15-minute support and a trade to go and retest the high. Right? That's possible too. Yeah, let's extend this as well. Yeah, that's good enough. Got about 400 pips, 480 pips to the upside and a similar distance to the downside. Right? Okay. Let's take a look at this liquidity candle. I just want to see if you've got it right. Yeah, that's based off the 5-minute candle. That's fine. Yeah, 150 pips. Yeah, this is good. All right. Okay. Right. So we have a new supply, a new demand zone here, a new demand zone here, two new demand zones, and a supply zone here. The price is broken through, but I want to see if price is going to close back in. I want to see if this 30-minute candle is going to close back in. That's the reason I have it there. Okay. So let's see if these demand zones are high liquidity zones. Have you taken out? Has this taken out anything to the left? Yes, it has. It's taken out this rally and this drop, or the drop base drop. It's taken out this zone here that we've just drawn, so making this a high liquidity zone. And then this one, has it taken out anything to the left? Yes, it's taken out this supply drop base drop, right? This is the zone, and this wick has taken it out, this push up. Okay, price has already gone through this, so I'm not going to mark that as a high liquidity zone. And these ones are from yesterday. Okay, right, let's see if we have a high liquidity candle here and here. Let's start with this one, the 1 hour time frame. The largest candle would be part of this candle right here. Let's start with that. Let's go down the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, that candle. Let's go to the 15-minute. There's nothing here. 52, 65. It's outside. 58. 57. 53. take a look at the 5-minute. $48. 43. Mm. Yeah, this candle right here. $618,148. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at the zone below. Now we have this large candle here. I think that's good. We're still way well inside that candle. It's 240 pip liquidity candle price has come 135 pips into it. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. $84. $57. $58. No, it's got to be the 15-minute time frame. $776,194. Okay. Yeah, so we closed back in, we closed above, closed back in. 30-minute resistance is forming. Tradable candle. The problem is we've got a weekly SR level right here. That's the issue. Can't take sells here because of this. Got 5 minutes for the candle to close. Yeah, 5 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close. The 15-minute. Let's see. All right, let's take a quick look at what price has done in the Asian and London sessions. Let's go to the 50-minute time frame. That's the market open right here, around 33.26 or 33.25.83. We were bearish because price formed 30-minute resistance at the beginning of this of the stream. We spoke about this, what price did yesterday. Second half of NY session formed 30-minute resistance and did push down, so we were bearish, ending the NY session, and then the market opened here and continued down. Nine six two, 962. There's no swing. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark this as the London low. I'm also going to put a line here, 282. One nine four. Okay, let's take a closer look at 2 minutes to the NY open. Let's take a closer look at what price has done. We were bearish. We pushed up back to the EMAs, grabbed liquidity. We formed the Asian high, pushed straight down, right? There was a liquidity candle here. That's what we had. That's the one that I pushed down because I didn't want price to overlap it. That was a liquidity candle. We came to liquidity, formed 30-minute support. That was a great trade to take in the Asian session. We formed 30-minute support. We came, retested, and pushed all the way up, right? Yeah, that's a nice push down. 250 pip push down, then back up another 260 pips. Then here possibly could be the London low, but this one could be also because this is a swing low. And just before the Frankfurt session, we grabbed liquidity from the liquidity candle, pushed straight up back to the Asian high, closed above it, ranged. We created a liquidity candle on the way up. We pushed down, created a low. This is possibly the correct London low. We formed the London low, closed back above, went retested 3332. That's a weekly SR level. Went further up, tapped the zone. We formed the London high, pushed back down to the Asian low, range there for a while, came back up, retested it, closed above, and pushed outside the zone, and now closed back inside the zone. 30-minute candle has closed resistance, has formed. Let's see if we can take a trade to come down here. If price comes here, will it be worth it? Yeah, 75 pips, 70 pips. Comes here, 80 pips. Yeah, could be worth it. Above this candle high, this one has no wick, because that's the clear 30-minute tradable back candle close, back below the London high. So I'd look to take sells here. 259616. 259616. It's about 33, 35. Let's say 35, 40. Let's see where we can come to. Let's close 985. Placing a pending order here. And maybe one here. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at the 1 minute time frame here. Yeah, I want price to come above this 811. Yeah, let's see if we can get here. 27. Okay. Right. Now the reason for this is we had a zone here, a clear zone, a rally and a drop. It's the candles has passed a weekly SR level, so we need to go down to the lower time frame to take a look at it. And there is a zone there, a drop, base drop. It's clear on the 30-minute and the 1 hour. Price has broken above it. 30-minute candle closed above, then immediately closed back inside and under the London high, right? Therefore, sells are possible, but sells can be short-lived. That is why we've got to take the sells deeper here, right? So that it has room to run about 75 pips to this weekly SR level. I don't know if it will. Price might grab liquidity from the London high and push down, but I'm not willing to take a trade there because that's just 25 pips away from the weekly SR level. So I'm not willing to take a sell from here. Sells up here. These levels 3339.27, 3339.85, 3341.36. Those are levels I'm willing to wait to take a sell, right? Not down here. And if price doesn't come up, that's fine. If it doesn't come up, that's okay. But that's the sell idea. And we'd manage risk. Yeah, around 3341. Let's just take a look at 3341 and see what it looks like. Yeah, doesn't seem like it's coming up. Let's see. See what 3342 looks like. Yeah, we're reacting to this already. Price pushed down 20, 30 pips. Yeah, we need a strong or a big 5-minute bull candle close. Price to push all the way up here to get entry. Yeah, otherwise it's not happening. Those are coming down and maybe. So for buys, so this was a sell idea. It's a it's a clear, straightforward sell idea. Candle closed above the zone, the next candle closed back in the zone and closed below the London high, right? Hence why I'm waiting here for sells. These are the levels at the entries are in green. These are the levels to manage risk 3341 and 3343, right? Um, for TPs, anticipating price to come down here, right? First here and then further down here. Now, if price doesn't pull back up and come straight down, then for buys, 30 minutes support to form at the liquidity candle or at the EMAs, and then for tradable 30-minute bull candle to close for price to go all the way up and retest this high and continue higher, right? That's the buy idea. This is the sell idea, and for buys, price to come down to a liquidity level, either the EMAs or the liquidity candle, or even below, and then close back in. 30-minute support forms, tradable 30-minute bull candle closes, and then the buys to go up, retest this high, and continue higher. Okay. Sound is a bit funny. Okay, let me try. How is it now? Is it better? If the sound's still off, let me know. Still the same? Is it clear now? Is the sound clear now? Or is it still the same? It's better? Okay, perfect. Excellent. Right. Do you want me to repeat anything that I said? I can do that. Let me know if there is anything that was not clear. I can repeat that. Okay. Thanks, Philip. Okay, perfect. Right. So price is coming down. The whole idea was that 30-minute resistance form close below the candle closed back in the zone, close below the London high to get a trade to come down, right? That was the idea, but price doesn't seem to be coming up. It doesn't. I wanted price to come above this candle, 3 the high of this candle. 3338.11, right? That's a candle, 50-minute candle with no top wick. I was anticipating price to come push up and then head down, but it's grab liquidity from the London high, which usually it can happen. It's grabbed liquidity from the London high and it's pushing down, probably to the liquidity candle or the EMAs. Now, I'm not willing to take a trade there. You can, but I'm not willing because the weekly SR level is just 25 pips away from that, right? About 29 pips away from that. So I was not willing to take a trade there. But it's doing what it showed us it would do. Strong bear candle close, back below the London high, and we're possibly pushing down back to the liquidity candle and the London low, right? If this is the London low, that's where we're heading to. Yeah. Now, if the sells don't play out, then it's the buys, right? Then we got to wait. Just have to wait patiently. Yesterday, I think I was a little too hasty. Tried to take a trade during the stream hours, and it really didn't work. Price just moved completely sideways. It's pushed down, pushed back up. Just didn't do anything, right? So today, we're just going to wait. If you get a trade, we take it. If it fits one of the two setups that I've just explained, I'll take it. If it doesn't, then we'll see what trade setup we might have for later on, for after the NYSE open, right? So maybe around 10 a.m. EST, 10:30 a.m. EST, or even after that, towards the London close. That's around the London close is at 12 noon EST, right? So around the London close, there might be a setup as well, right? Now this one happened. This was a perfect setup. This is IC market server time 8. So 15, and then entry was with this candle. So that's 21:30, 15. Yeah, at 6.5 hours from the NY Open. 6.5 hours. So 8 a.m. EST. What's that? 14. Oh, that's very late. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 p.m. EST. 2 p.m. EST is when there was a trade here yesterday. 2 p.m. EST. Around 2:30, 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. EST. Around 2 p.m. So that was it was a long time. That was the second half of the NY session. Let's see if we're going to get that 5-minute bull candle close here to push back up. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're pushing down now. Yeah, very likely pushing down. We've come to the 3RR level. We're very likely, price should ideally come up before it gets to the 3RR level. Once it comes there, then unlikely that it's going to come all the way up here. It might come up here again or here, but unlikely we're going to come to the sniper level to push back all the way down, right? That would be 120, 130 pip move up price to push up. Mm. We should be coming down. Should be coming down today. I wish we pull back up to these entries and then push down. But we could be coming down. We could come past this zone all the way down. Very possible. Yeah, this London move up, if that's the London low, then that move up can be corrected. Price can come all the way down. Let's see how this candle is going to close. The 5-minute candle closes bullish, then price can come back here. I might take an entry here, a smaller entry. Triple 36. Where is that? Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, I might take an entry here. Let's see. I'm going to take an entry here, but we might push further up. So you got to take a smaller position. Right here, 516. I'd like to see price come higher though. Should come down. We've gone past the weekly SR level. Yeah, 5-minute candle is closed. We should push up. Should push up. Yeah. Entry triggered. 335.16. See if you go higher. I'd like to see price come above this level. Above 3338.11. Okay. Hmm. Here's where I'd like to see price come to. 339. above 339.5. Above 339.5. That's what I'd like to see price come to, if it can get there. 30 pips. Just about 25 pips more, or 25, 30 pips more. Mm-hmm. 30-minute candle should close bullish. I'd like to see a 15-minute back candle close after that. That'll confirm the sells down. But this 30-minute candle is very likely going to close bullish. Now these are levels to manage risk: 3341, 3343. Okay, 3341, you can close partial positions. The percentage is up to you. You want to close 50%, 60%, 70% is up to you. And then if a candle closes, a 50-minute candle closes above that level, then you can decide to close everything, right? And there's another level above it, 3343. These are all lower time frame, 15-minute time frame resistance levels. So price needs to stay below this, below 3343 or 3341 for the sell setup to play out. If it doesn't stay below this, if it starts to break these and close above these levels, then the sell setup is not valid. Okay. Coming up, yeah, broke that high. Ooh. See how this candle closes. 30-minute candle is closing bullish. Let's see what happens. Okay, 30-minute candle closed bullish as expected. See if we break the high and continue higher. Oh. Hmm. Possibly heading back to 3341. Let's see. You can manage risk there. You can manage risk as you want, as you like. 334. That's the reason I put these levels. You can manage risk. I might hold it. I might hold for a candle close above. But if you break the high, you're free to manage risk. I've got an entry there as well at 3341. Price did come to these entries up here, 3339.23, the optimal entry, and then further up 3340. Let's see if you can drop. See if you can drop further down. Anticipating price to come down here, 3327. It's about a 120 pip drop. Still nothing. Still pushing up. Still pushing up. Okay, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Yeah, price is still struggling, trying to push up further. Pushing up 20 minutes for the 1 hour candle to close. Now 20 minutes of this one. Yeah, we're coming up. We're coming up. Coming further up. Now, here we go. Coming down. Yeah. These entries are running at around 32, 33 pips. Let's see if we push down. So my partial positions are set to close at 50 pips. I'm closing 25%, and the rest I will probably close maybe here, 3327, if we get there. Let's see. Yeah, running 40, almost 50 pips from this entry up here. I'd mark these green lines before the stream started. I mean, after we did our analysis, before the NY session. Yeah. 46 pips. Yeah, 15-minute candle needs to close. This 15-minute candle needs to close strong bearish for price to push down. It needs to close strong bearish so that the next one can break the low and push down. If it doesn't, then we're pushing further up. If it doesn't close strong bearish in the next 2 minutes, then the next candle is going to break the high and we're pushing further up. Because the 30-minute candle closed bullish, the 15-minute needs to close bearish, strong bearish. A 15-minute tradable back candle needs to close, forming 15-minute resistance for price for the next one to break the low and continue down. Otherwise, the next one is very likely going to break the high and continue higher. Let's see. Yeah, we're pushing up again. Pushing up. This candle, 5-minute candle, needs to flip bearish and close here, down here, for the 15-minute candle to close strong bearish. Let's drop another 15 pips, at least. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. We're pushing up. If the 15-minute closes bullish, then the next one's going to break the high and we're pushing higher. So manage risk. Yeah, you know the levels. I've given out the levels how to manage risk. And that's the reason I give a running commentary so that you can manage risk. Yeah, we're closing bullish. Mm. 15-minute candle close bullish. Next one is going to break the high, push up further. Yeah, there we go. We're coming to break the high. That's the 15-minute high right there. Yeah, not much volume today either. That's a 102 pip candle. Wow, there is volume there. So 67 pip, there is volume there. There is volume. Should break the high here. 40.27. Yeah, should break this high. It's got about 40 minutes to the NYSE open. Coming to 3341, where price rejected previously. Now, it's important to see what is going to happen here. If you break this high, you should close partial positions. If you break 3341, you should close partial positions. It's interesting to see if the 50-minute candle is going to close above that or going to close back below. But we are coming there. We're coming to 3341. It's exactly where we're coming to right now. Possibly here. 334136. And we broke the high, 50-minute high, 027, 028. Broke the high. Should push up. Mm. There's no news today either. Trump is due to speak second half NY session. Let's see, what time is that? Mm. Yeah, nothing's happening. Just moving sideways here. This 50-minute candle is doing nothing. It's broke above the high. It's very likely we're supposed to continue up. Maybe the next one will continue higher. Right now, nothing's happening. It's just no volume. So 45 pip candle. This has no volume, 19 pips. We need a 15-minute tradable back handle to close. Price to push down. Those are pushing further up. Yeah, the 1 hour candle is likely to close bullish. 30-minute candle is likely to close bullish again, unless we have a drop in the next 3 minutes. Yeah. If the 3 minutes, if the candle flips bearish and closes below here, then the 30-minute candle will flip bullish, will flip bearish. It needs to close below 3337, 3337.5 or 3337. Yeah, that's at least another 15 pips. That's a drop another 15 pips. 2 minutes, let's see, 2.5 minutes. Just to close inside this wick here. 15 pips. Let's see if it can drop. Once a 30-minute candle closes bullish against you, for price to continue down, you have to have from from this area. You need to have a 15-minute back candle close, tradable 15-minute back candle close, 15-minute resistance form, and a back candle close to come down. You can always wait for that. You can wait for the 30-minute candle to close bullish, the pullback, and then wait for the 15-minute candle to close bearish, because that's confirmation. That's a little more confirmation, and then take the trade. It's just that you might get a low entry, right? You might not get a better entry. That's it. That's the only sacrifice. But it might always be better just to wait for candle confirmation to close in your direction. Now we're pushing down. Let's see. You need to close a strong bearish 15-minute candle to push down. Strong bearish 15-minute candle, tradable 15-minute back candle to close down. 40 seconds more. Yeah, we have to close somewhere here. 3337. 3337. 3337. That'll ensure that a 15-minute strong back candle is closed. No, not yet. Need to drop a few more pips. Oops, there we come. There we go down. Okay. Pushing down, pushing down. See if we can come past this low, come here, back to 3332. That'll be about 80-90 pips on that entry, 70 pips on this if you can get there. So the 15-minute candle closed bearish, but no bottom wick. Should have left a wick for the next candle to trade into. That's the problem. When there's no wick, then the next candle can push back up, all the way back up to 3340 or 3341. It's no bottom wick on that candle. Yeah, we are struggling for volume right now. 30 pip candle. It's about a 45 pip candle. It's no real volume. Push down about 40, 45 pips from this entry. It's just no volume. Yeah, 1 hour candle closed bullish. 30-minute candle is a doji. An hour more for the 4 hour candle to close. 30 minutes for NY, 25 minutes for NYSE open. There is nothing. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I might just get out of this trade. Might just get out of this trade. Nothing's happening. There is no volume. Yeah. Let's see. We'll just wait another maybe. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the 50-minute candle to close. If this 50-minute candle doesn't close bearish, I'm going to close the trade. I'm going to close everything. Because just there is no volume. I don't want to just stay in the market when there is no volume. So this candle needs to close bearish. 50-minute candle needs to close bearish for me to stay in the market with this trade. Otherwise, I'm closing everything. This makes no sense. It should come down. It should. If this candle had left a wick, the 15-minute candle had left a wick to fill, then this one could have easily created a top wick, pushed down, filled that wick, and continued down. But there is no wick here. So we're pushing back up. Yeah, I'm going to be in this trade for another maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe. Yeah. If this candle doesn't start to flip bearish, then that's it. I'm going to call it a day and then wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is CPI. It's best to wait for volume. There's no volume right now. Yeah, we're closing bullish. Bull candle close. Trying to push back up, create a bottom wick, push up higher. Let's see. Got to break this low. Price needs to break this low right here. It's 30-minute candle low. 35.53. Once we break the low, we should drop down. Should come here. Mm. Any questions on anything that I'm going to end the stream in about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So any questions on anything that we discussed today, anything that I shared on the analysis, on the trade setup that I took. Any questions? You can post it now in the chat and I'll answer. There is no volume, so yeah, I'm going to wait for this, another 7 minutes or the 15-minute candle close, 7.5 minutes. I'm going to wait for the candle to close. If it doesn't close bearish, then it's very likely that I'm going to close everything. It makes no sense to hold. There's just no volume. Yeah, probably wait for tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be better trading days because we have news events. So should be better. This is very similar to yesterday. There was just no volume yesterday. Just we moved up, we moved down, we moved back up, we moved back down. It just, yeah, there's no clear direction. Just ranged here for a long time. So 1 hour time frame looking like. Yeah, we're ranging. One hour up, down, 1 hour up. 51 minutes for this candle to close. Yeah, 6 minutes. Let's see. If the candle closes bullish, I'm going to close possibly all my positions, or at least maybe 70% of them or 75% of them, because there's no volume. Since this one closed bearish, the problem is there is no bottom wick, but since it closed bearish, we should respect the high, and since we've broken the low, we should respect the high and continue down. But if it close bullish, that means the next one's going to break the high and very likely break this high and go further up, right? So why, when that could happen, why hold drawdown? Why hold further drawdown? So if it doesn't flip bearish in the next 5.5 minutes, then I'm going to close the majority of my positions. And then we wait for tomorrow. CPI should get volume tomorrow. Let's see. They are expecting, what are they expecting tomorrow? Let's see. Because Trump wants to bring down the rates. It's nothing. They're expecting the same numbers as last time. Yeah, expecting a marginal increase from 0.2 to 0.3. It's nothing significant. Let's see what happens though tomorrow. All right, 4.5 minutes for the candle to close. This needs to flip bearish for me to hold my trades. Otherwise, I'm going to close partial positions. About 70% possibly, or everything. Three three four zero. Yeah. Yeah, we're coming back up. It's no volume. It's no volume. Price reacted to 3340. I'm going to wait another 3 minutes for the candle to close. If we close bullish, as I said, then I'm going to close maybe about 75% of my positions, possibly even more. I don't like this. I don't like being in a market when there's no volume. It's going nowhere. We're neither going in profit, neither are we going in drawdown. Just moving sideways. Yeah, 2 minutes more. This is what happens when there is no wick at the bottom. The next candle has no range to trade into. So you just push the other way. We're coming up now. Two minutes more. NY sessions have been, first 2 hours of NY sessions have been pretty lousy for about 5 weeks now. There's hardly any volume. You have a few days. Last week, NFP, we had some volume. The day before NFP, um, and then NFP, we had volume Thursday, Friday. But other than that, it's just been nothing. It's just rubbish volume. Yeah. Look at these candles. 45 pip. This is what, a 30 pip candle? 30 pip. There's also 45 pips. Just no volume in these candles. Okay, so I'm going to close. The candle is closing bullish. I'm going to close positions. Yeah, so closing bullish. 8 seconds more. Yeah, okay, closing, closing, closing. Yeah, closed 70%. It's nothing happening. Okay, that's also going to be the end of the stream. There is no volume, no volume to trade. This is a setup, textbook setup, but there is just no volume for price to move. Okay, so trade for later on, tough to say. Tough to say, hard. There's no volume. So unless we push further up, that could happen. Price could push up, and then we could create a new high, come down, create support. If you push up here, price will be over 200 pips on the EMAs. Then we can pull back, create 50-minute support, and continue to go up and retest that high. That's possible. But right now, there is nothing. There is no volume. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Just wait for the 4-hour candle to close. 43 minutes more. Just don't do anything. Wait for the 4-hour candle to close. There's nothing happening. I've closed about 70% of my positions. 70%. Just wait for the 5-minute. Yeah, we're pushing up. Okay, I'm going to close another couple of positions. Just don't like it. Moving sideways, not worth it. All right. It's going to close, in fact, everything. Closed all my pending orders, closed all the open positions, everything. Not keeping anything, right? So these trades all just possibly just break even. I took some here that had about a, yeah, where was that? Yeah, somewhere here. But there's nothing happening. Not interested in this market. Just moving sideways. All right, so that's the end of the stream. We tried sells, but the market's not moving. We're just stuck in one place. For later on, if price breaks the high, continues up, then wait for a pullback, 15-minute support to be formed, better yet 30-minute support to form, and then for price to go and retest the high, right? If you come down, then, and you want to take buys, wait for 30-minute support is already formed. So if you come down again, then maybe wait for 15-minute support to form and price to, then you can take a trade after 15-minute support is formed for price to go up to continue high, right? Those are the ideas, but right now there is no volume and I would stay away from the market until tomorrow. Wait for volume to come in. There should be volume tomorrow, CPI, PPI, and on Friday, right? Right now there's nothing happening. It's just not worth it. All right, guys. See you. Take care. See you to don't try to overtrade or over risk or anything. It's not worth it. There is no volume. Hopefully tomorrow we should have volume because tomorrow is CPI, and we'll draw our zones and then wait for a see. Price is just pushing up. It's doing nothing. It was a good close. A good close. I closed there. Yeah, I closed there, right there, down there, somewhere around 339, around 339.5, 339.4. Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.